So last week I took a look at the new Legacy Evolution DevCon, and of course I said, when I looked at that one of the things to compare to would be a Smokescreen. And I did. I looked at the Earthrise one. But thanks to our buddy Maximal10, we're going to be taking a look at a little bit of a different take on Smokescreen from the Unicron trilogy by way of Cybertron Smokescreen. Interesting little lad. Is he good? Is he bad? We're about to find out in the latest GotBot True review. Hey, hey all, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, your most humble of hosts, Dennis Moulton, aka GotBot. As always, please like, comment, share, of course, subscribe, and while you're at it, light 'em up, baby. Hit that notification bell, please. It helps me out a ton and let you know when content of all sorts goes up here on the channel. Check out Machinery of Man, The Everything Factor, all the groups that I'm either a mod or an admin for, as well as all of my social media links. All of that, man, in the description down below, also in the description down below. And if you're in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. Check us out on Patreon, see what we have to offer to you through spring, or of course hit the join button at any given time, man, and become a channel member. And this is the Cybertron Smokescreen. Now, eagle-eyed observers will note that this is not the blue cyber planet key that comes with him. I don't know who this belongs to. It's one of the ones that Maximal10 had like in a bag. Maybe the actual one is there. There's 2 or 3 cyber planet keys kicking around there, and I never really looked to find out what one went with who. Nevertheless, this is supposed to be blue. And I'll also note now, with this piece here, I don't have the smoke blast effect here, though I will kind of talk about it as we go through. So just a couple of things worth noting. Besides that, no box, no instructions, just our dude. Is he good? Is he bad? Well, we are about to find out together, you and me, when we head over to the table and take a closer look at this guy. And so here we have Cybertron Smokescreen. And yes, his coloration is based on G1. It is a homage to G1. That's according to the deco designer Joe Kide, I assume is how you say his name. If you recognize this body type of the Bugatti EB 16.4 Veyron, then it's because it was used for other characters. It was used for Crosswise. By the way, before Crosswise was Crosswise, he was tentatively named Smokescreen, which is where this deco comes from. This mold was also used for Shatterglass Jazz and Ricochet. Collectors Club, BotCon, something like that. And the mass here is a very interesting story. 125 grams, including the Cyber Planet Key, and I guess in essence, including the smoke effect. By the way, as I said, I don't have the proper smoke effect to go in here. It's sort of a translucenty smoky gray, but it's basically the smoke effect that comes with the Classics Universe Hot Rod. Not the exact same, because the launcher piece doesn't fit in here, but the shape of it is basically like this, so you could have a flaming Veyron, I guess? I don't know. But at 125 grams of plastic, currently, Legacy Tarn, a Voyager. This is a deluxe. In fact, it was the last wave of deluxes for Cybertron. Voyager Tarn is 128 grams of plastic. So, I'm just saying, same with Lio Convoy, for example. Granted, they might have more parts count and stuff, but it's very telling of how Hasbro as a company is trying to make, you know, size classes legitimately become the class that's smaller than them, right? Interestingly, here he is, roll him up. Here he is with the Earthrise version of himself. The Earthrise much smaller at 72 grams. But you can see the homage here. I really wish that instead of 80, they had the 38. I actually think the 38 is more accurate. So, in terms of coloration, it's pretty good in vehicle mode considering the mold. As for the mold itself, rolls like a champion. Really, really nice, actually. And we have silver on the tires. They might all be pinned? I think they're all pinned. I'll also note this because everybody complains about it. Translucent plastic is junk. It's going to crack. They should never use it. They've always used it. This window, translucent. The front and the entire roof, translucent. The roof is painted red with a Tampograph Out About logo. It's on his arm. I'm pretty sure the hinge that it rotates around is translucent, so it's not a new thing. It's really not a new thing. It's never been an issue for me personally. Maybe it is for you. In vehicle mode, the only things worth noting is that A, his blaster actually comes off. I like this. This is good storage. I'm just going to lay the blaster aside now. And if you want to use the Cyber Planet key, you can stick it in the back there. And these two cannons, I guess, pop up. Really reminiscent of the over-the-shoulder cannons of the original like G1 Datsun mold, right? So yeah, that's kind of it for vehicle mode, but I think it's a great, solid vehicle mode. Really, really enjoy it. We'll do scores in a little bit when we get him in his robot mode and kind of see how the transformation goes. I'm going to tell you now, I have no instructions or anything. I do have an issue with these red pieces. When I pick them off, they're on a big, thick ball peg back here. I have yet to be able to swivel these the way that really they should go swiveled in order to not pop that ball peg. Maybe I'll be lucky here, I don't know. But expect that to pop off. I'm sure that the instructions or whatever probably show a way to do it where that doesn't happen, because the way the ball peg is now, it's kind of angled back like this. So when you pick it off, really what you're supposed to be able to do is kind of angle it out and up a bit, right? To be able to rotate this. But in doing so, because there's also a little rectangular peg back here that tabs in, you can't just slide it up. I almost feel like they shouldn't have had the rectangular tab to peg it on the back. I think the movement of the ball peg and tabbing up under the door was probably enough. But, I mean, it is now, what, 15, 16 years later, it is what it is. Let's do that transformation. We begin by picking that off, and we're going to do the same on the other side and pick that off. By the way, this piece here does come out. I'm after popping that off as well. So this and this piece here, the like running board down along the bottom, are actually two separate pieces. Once this is out, I mean, we should be able to, you can see me here now trying to pick this off ever so delicately, and I don't think it's gonna happen. Maybe if I pick the arm out, because here's the thing, the whole roof section and the arms and stuff, all of that comes off here too. Unpeg that. All of this sort of explodes, really, right? Man, oh man. There, see, I took it off. But that arm comes out. And you can see the way the ball peg is here. I'm just going to move that ball peg up and it goes in right there. I'm just going to put this on over. And you can see, like, it's a bit of a nuisance, honestly. It's solid, so I'm not concerned about breaking it or anything, but there you go. Right? So I got that on, and that can move all around. We'll deal with that in a little bit. This arm, we'll just bring that all out kind of to the side now and kind of sort of just leave all of that there. We'll fix that in a little bit. Then we come to the other side over here. And with the other side, we're going to try and get, again, the arm up there. And again, could not get that off. Like I said, I'm sure there's a way to do it. I cannot at all do it. And I think the reason I can't do it is because, where is it? I said rectangular, but I'm wrong. There's a little circular peg right here and a circle in here that it pegs over, and I can't get it off that peg to slide it up. I don't know. Maybe it's just this copy. I have no idea. But we're going to swing that arm out as well. Okay. Then the feet and legs are tabbed up under the hood. Very solid, by the way. We're going to pick those all the way down. All the way down. And we fold that all the way down. We take these and we kind of bring them out to the back. Now, I guess you can do what you want with them. I put them up behind, but I've seen them facing out forward as well. So we got all of that done. We're going to bring down the feet on the front, and we're also going to bring down the heel spur on the back. For as old as this is, and on loan, by the way, from Maximal 10, joints are still really nice and solid on this guy. Okay, then we're going to bring the head up, because it was down flat, and we're going to collapse all of this down. And all of it will snap in once you push it all down. There, like that. fantastic. These pieces are kind of up over, and now we just got to kind of work with the arms here. And the arms are quite simple. So I bring that elbow down and I rotate it forward. And I like to angle the door wing back like that. On this side, a little bit more complicated. Angle the door wing up out of your way first. Turn the elbow. Oh no, oh yeah, I'm right, like back here. This armature is attached back here and pinned through translucent plastic. So, you know, it is what it is. Take that and fold it out and angle this like that. And boom, in the end, here we have Smokescreen in his robot mode. And here we see Smokescreen next to Smokescreen. Man, you can see the clear homage. I mean, going from like the feet up. Yeah, okay, maybe instead of black for the toes, they should have probably used blue for the toes. But the red lower legs, the gray or white, if you will, thighs, the black pelvis. I kind of like the little, I don't know what to call it exactly. The little yellow detail there in his pelvis. Then we have the red and blue of the chest, though I will admit, I think that the bumper being red on the Cybertron one probably should have been white, but not a big deal. The arms, with the door wings are behind the arms, the door wings are on the arms with these wings behind. Like, I see the homage for sure, but the head is completely off, because the head, with its gray face, visor, red head, and yellow detail, is actually the head of Action Master Rad. It's funny because we've got a Lionizer Rad now, so it's kind of neat, or sorry, a Lionizer who was the partner of Rad. We got that in the Siege line. So it's kind of neat that if you have this guy, you could sort of put that Lionizer with this guy and sort of have an updated version. I'd like to have this version not as Smokescreen, but as Rad, to be honest with you. So in terms of looking like Smokescreen, or Rad for that matter, you know, I can see the homage to both. I'm going to give it a solid 9. I think it succeeds. You know this is Smokescreen. If you know Rad, know the head sculpt, it looks like that. Unfortunately, Maximal 10's copy has a yellow paint blotch on the visor. So, I mean, unfortunate, I suppose. Just going to move him over here just a little bit. I want to note as well that by rights, his blaster should have a, I'm not going to be able to fit this in there, but it should have a smoky effect that goes in the front of it all the way in, and then he would be able to fire it using this button here, right? Also in robot mode, if you want to use the Cyber Planet key, yeah, you can still do that in robot mode, and it gives him the over-the-shoulder kind of blaster, so cool, I suppose. I think the transformation is great. I want to give it a 9, but I do have to mark it down a little bit. From a 10, actually I wanted to give it a 10, I thought it was great, but I have to give it a 9 because I have to mark it down a little bit where those two pieces pop off. Now it might be my doing, I'm sure there's a way to finesse it out, but because I have yet to be able to successfully transform him without popping those, I can't give it a perfect transformation. I feel like you didn't need those rounded pegs, the ones that I thought were rectangular. I think you could have just went with the friction on the very tight ball pegs, and I think you would have been fine. So a 9 and a 9. What about the articulation for the guy? The head goes, well, actually, let's take this out and put these back so we can get full range of whatever the head can or cannot do. Head goes left, right, all the way around, by the way. Can go back and can go down a little bit. These pieces back here, these can move however you need them to move to sort of get out of your way. Shoulder on this side goes all the way around, all the way out to the side like a T-post. Get that out of his hand. 2. All the way out like a T-pose. Because of the bicep or the ball peg, there's a bicep swivel, and there's an elbow to 92 degrees maybe. No wrist, bummer. No waist, bummer. But I get it because of the transformation. So no wrist, no waist. This arm over here, same thing, can go all the way around, can T-pose out to the side. 92 degrees, it's just this one has a shield that's on there, or buckler if you prefer that term, that has to stay on his arm. Legs go forward, legs go all the way back, legs go, you know, all the way out. We have a thigh swivel, really because of the ball peg at the knee. We have 90 degrees at the knee. And while the toe and toe and heel can go forward, there is no ankle tilt side to side. A bit unfortunate, but you know, I mean, it is what it is. And to be fair, while I am very happy that the mass here is so much, and I get that the mass has gone down with newer ones, like, I'll also be fair in saying that, you know, we don't have, like this Smokescreen, though he has much less mass, let's not forget that we don't have really ball pegs here. We have hinge and swivels, right? We have dedicated thighs, we have a waist, we have an ankle tilt. So there are things on this that do give us more dynamic joints and posing, and I do respect that. Also, if this is your Smokescreen of choice, he looks pretty great next to the new DevCon. Like, yeah, that looks all right. I got no problem with that. He's looking down there now. So for articulation, 8, I'm going to say. So we had a 9, and an 8. Overall, this guy's an 8.5, maybe 8.75. It's fun. It's terrific. Going back to vehicle mode, by the way, I don't pop anything off. It's just going from vehicle to robot. And I wanted to show that transformation to show how things pop off, right? But even with the pop off, like, it's so solid. I didn't feel like I was going to stress anything or break anything. Solid as attack. It's a great, great mold. It's a great, I guess, version of a number of characters. You got to be cool with the alt mode, being a bit stylized for certain characters, and you got to be cool with these pieces popping off. This is one time that I can say it happens. It's annoying, but it's absolutely not a big deal. And here we are once again, and here he is back in his vehicle mode. So I love the vehicle mode. Nice, solid vehicle mode. And you know what? It has the 38 on it. Like, I could buy this as Smokescreen. I would be okay. Like, if this was the only Smokescreen I had, I'd actually be okay with it. I like the robot mode, though I do wish that the roof could come off of the arm instead of always having to be a shield on there. It would be nice if that could come off and somehow go attached to the back or something maybe. But it's not a deal breaker because there's still a pretty good range of motion there. The transformation is good, except for these back pieces. I'm sure that there's a way to properly move them, and I'm sure somebody in the comments knows a way to properly move them so that they don't pop off. I have yet to be able to get them to move without popping them off the ball pegs. That's unfortunate. I feel like maybe, I don't know if it's a matter of that could be handled better, or if there's like a certain order of operations or a certain movement that because I don't have instructions that it's just not landing with me, at least at this point. I think the transformation's okay. I think the car is great. I think the robot is pretty great. I'm not a big Unicron Trilogy fan at all. However, here's the big kicker with all of this. There's a part of me that would actually really like to have this. Like I said, this is on loan to us by our buddy Maximal 10. Why would I like to have this? Not as Smokescreen, but as Rad. I had the Action Master Rad. I loved Rad. I thought he was cool, thought he was great, and as far as I know, that's the only version we had of that character. This would be a lovely stand-in. In fact, I think I see it more as Rad than Smokescreen, but that's just me. Great Transformer, even all these years later, made with nice, solid materials. Anyway, I appreciate you guys coming by, giving me some of your extremely valuable time. I do know how important it is to you. If you're in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link, check us out on Patreon, see what we have to offer to you through Spring, or of course hit the join button at any given time and become a channel member. While you're at it, please hit the subscribe button, stick around, have some fun with us here on the channel, and especially don't forget that somehow, some way, each and every single day, man, you right there, you do make a difference in the world, and I look forward to the next time that you and I get together to have another visit. Either in the live streams on Thursday nights at the stop motion premieres or the old-fashioned way right here inside the videos.